Hey, hello everybody. Okay, so we're gonna go to part two of this. This insurance company, it's very slick. They are sending their medical reviews out to Texas, and I have a doctor in Texas who is an orthopedist who's making rulings on neurological testing, which is bad, 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 bad. Person should have looked at that and said, "I'm not qualified. I can't rule." But they bravely collected a fee and denied all my tests, except for one. Fortunately, they denied only one test and not both tests because that proves they lacked knowledge to determine the test. Real quickly, I have filled out all the paperwork to make a complaint to the investigation department in Austin, Texas, and I will be sending that off for my good doctor who bravely made rulings and collected money without understanding anything. So I want to give you an idea of what I've done to word this and how you can kind of word a complaint. On or about, I list the date and the doctor's name and license. Caused harm to patient, me, by making rulings on the medical necessity of tests he did not understand and was not qualified to rule on. He also made rulings without making efforts to obtain my medical history. This caused me harm. I have not received the treatments, which are clearly spelled out in my qualified medical examiner reports. I also have 2 MRIs and spine specialist reports. So then I clearly spell out what the issues are in bullet points 1 through 5. Doctor in Texas is making medical determinations on patients he has never met in California. This doctor is making determinations on procedures without checking to see if there is a medical history on the patient. I have extensive medical history with documented damage in my lumbar and thoracic spine. And then I list the way it's been documented. The QME and supplemental QME reports clearly spell out what future medical should look like for a person with my injuries, meaning it says specifically I should receive the treatments which they have denied. An orthopedic, and I bolded and underlined this because this is the critical part where they've made an error, which probably they're going to get a knock against their medical license now. An orthopedic specialist made rulings on neurological tests. The orthopedic specialist demonstrated their lack of knowledge of neurological testing by approving one half of a set of tests, which one test cannot be done without the other. Meaning one test says there's muscle communication loss. Test 2 says node by node where their signal loss is in the nerve. So it's kind of like doing a wiring check, right? Test 1 is you check continuity. Is there continuity? No, you have a loss of, let's say you have a loss of voltage basically. And then you go point by point along the nerve and you measure signal loss through very complicated machines. A neurologist would know that you either approve both tests or neither tests. This orthopedist demonstrated a complete lack of knowledge of neurological testing by approving one but not the other test. These are the EMG and NCS tests. They are separate tests, but any doctor who understood the tests would know they belong together. And then I go on to say this has caused me harm, and I'm still not getting the treatments I should have had, and now it's months and months that this person is causing me problems. So anyway, that is how you start to work on the system here. I would say the workers' compensation system is completely broken, and there's all kinds of interesting things, that are done, delays, addresses that are incorrect, all kinds of weird things, and you have to wonder, oops, at what point are all the oopses not necessarily oopses? Because it's causing months and months of medical delays. So anyway, I wanted to let you know what I'm up to, and I thought it would be great for people. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who are very frustrated, and it would help to hear my story. Once again, this is no advice. This is how I'm personally going about my seeking out the medical treatments which I'm entitled to. So when you see something like a doctor who is doing something that's bad, especially across state lines, and they haven't even seen you, they're not bothering to get your medical reports, and they're clearly demonstrating that they're not very intelligent doctors, and just on a basic basis, I'm not going to say, it's very bad to know that you don't understand a test comes before you, and instead of saying, I don't understand this, I can't make a ruling, you collect money. That's dirty. I'm sorry. I don't like that one bit, and that is why I'm making a complaint against this person's license, because this doctor Based on the sets of tests that were requested and the number of denials, I almost wonder if these people are hired henchmen to auto-deny. So that's my personal opinion, and we'll see. I would really love to like, if you could actually find some numbers to find out what percentage of these URs get denied. It would be really interesting. So anyway, that's a little vlog here about what's going on. So I'm going to put this all together, send it off. It's going to be time, money out of my pocket, but I feel it really needs to be done. And maybe next time, this doctor won't be making rulings. And maybe even better, the word will get around that there's somebody in the system who, when they encounter doctors like that, they make complaints against their medical license. And maybe the doctors will start behaving a little better. We'll see. I don't know. Anyway, everybody have a good week.